to rise together to defend.
Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome once again to our channel. In today's video, we will be discussing on some lucrative livestock business in Africa. Firstly, in our video today, we will be concentrating on how to start and manage farming in Africa. So if you are someone who is interested in starting up fish farming business, or you are that person who loves watching livestock, this particular video is for you. Stay tuned as we watch this video from Chidera Nwafo's channel.
Meet Uzoma Ofondo and Esther Uzoma. This couple started a successful catfish farm here in Nigeria.
The amount of fish you're seeing here in one day is not enough for the market women. We do not find buyers. In a day, you sell out your 4,000 fishes, your 5,000, your 3,000 fishes, and you understand, you don't need to market it for people.
Today, they're going to be taking us through their journey on how they started with no experience in catfish farming and their journey to owning a profitable catfish farm.
I advise every home, if not all the home, to be able to have at least one thing that you consume, to produce one thing that you consume in the house. It may not be livestock, maybe crops, and it produces basically 20% or 30% of most of the things you consume.
Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets in catfish farming, their challenges, and how one can get started with it. I'd appreciate it if you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.
My name is Uzoma. This is Takwala Farm.
Okay.
So I'm running with my wife.
Yeah.
You can see.
So what do you guys do here?
Okay, basically we'll breed fishes. Yes, we don't hash, we'll breed fishes. Sometimes we'll smoke on powder.
Okay.
Yes, we'll breed, we'll sell to market women, consumers, neighbors, anywhere they are, then they come to buy or send to them. That's just what we'll do here.
Catfish basically.
Yeah, catfish.
So how did you guys get started with this farm?
Okay, this farm is not up to a year.
It's not up to a year?
It's not up to a year. Next month to make it 1 year. You can see the block works are still fresh.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not up to a year. So this place was actually proposed for a building. So when I found out that building fish farming, I found out that the proceeds from fish farming may be more better than that of building, the commercial building.
Yeah.
And also the capital in building and the capital required in setting up this. This one is lesser. Yeah. So I chose this one. You can see the gate is for residential. Yeah. Yes. I chose this one. So my friend, I told my friend that does it. He said, don't worry. He came here, he built it for me. He taught me how to do it. We're working together. So he taught me how to do it. Then he showed me how to get started. He monitored it for me. We were together doing it together. Whenever I had challenges, I do call him. He comes over and all that. So that is it.
So what inspired fish farming? I say, why did you choose fish farming?
Because his life naturally, it makes you happy first. It makes you happy. It keeps you busy.
Okay.
And when you're
to know how, I want to know what is your duties here in the farm and what is your wife's duties. How do you guys run it?
Yes, my wife's duty and my duty are the same, depending who comes.
Okay.
If I'm here, I'll do everything. She's there, she does everything. Then if both of us are here, then we just do freestyle normal. We don't have specific duties.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you do, when you come to the farm?
Yes, when I come to the farm, I'll check. I do my checks, ensure that nobody came in here. First of all, I view through my camera before I come to see if it is. I'll play back and see what happened when I was not around. If everything is okay, I will look at the environment also. Then I will come in there and look around to reconfirm. Okay. Then I look at the fishes, ensure that they're okay.
Turn on investment
Okay. Let me not go too far.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of videos where farmers say 1 million, 2 million. No, if you tell the 1 million, we are miscommunicating to them. Or we are giving the wrong information, right? A lot of people don't explain it better. In business, we have fixed input and variable inputs. Like the structures are fixed inputs. Yeah. So if you put 1 million naira on your variable inputs, variable. So at the end of the cycle, it may have 25% if properly managed. And other factors may increase it or decrease it. Yeah. Such as electricity. How much are you spending on fuel? If you have constant light, I think it may go to 27 or 28. But if you don't have 50% or 70% light, it may decline to 24, 23. So these are the things that varies.
Yeah.
When it comes to the profit, boss.
Okay. So you would advise people to go into agriculture?
Yes, I would advise people to go into agriculture. I would advise people to go into the fish farming sector, because this is one thing that you don't need to hawk your fish. You don't need to tell people, please come and buy from me. The amount of fish you're seeing here in one day is not enough for the market women. It's not enough. We do not find buyers. Somebody just brings them. We have procedure for the sales, and agents will bring the buyers. In a day, you sell out your 4,000 fishes, your 5,000, your 3,000 fishes, and you understand, you don't need to market it for people. Not that thing that you're trying to convince somebody, please come and buy from me. It doesn't happen here.
Because no matter what, people must eat.
Yes, people want, the fish is not enough. You understand? There are some days they'll come and we're like, we are done selling, no, they'll start begging, please, you understand? Yes, there are days like that. We are done selling, like the last time we sold last week. And somebody was just hitting the gate, I went and she was with 2 robbers and one other woman. So she was like, she wants to buy fish. I said, we are done selling. You understand? It's not enough. Even if we have like 30% of the population of people in this river state farming, the fish will not be enough.
So why do you think people are not going into fish farming?
I think information first. Because before you go into something, you have to be properly informed.
Yeah.
Yes. If somebody should sit you down and tell you about something, you want to do that thing if it's profitable. You understand? But if you're not properly informed, you may just say, there's no money there. Like people will tell you, fish, they eat more than fowls. You understand? That things like that. So if you're not properly informed, you will not want to go into it. Then the second thing is, it's capital intensive.
Okay.
Yes, it's capital intensive, because you know that to be able to raise like 3,000 to 4,000 fishes to 1 kg, you will need about 4 million naira. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yes, aside the space, that is a fact.
For just their feeding.
Yes. So it's capital intensive, and you don't play about with these feeds, because when we started at first, we had that distraction of people came to us, come and be buying local feed and all that. I don't want to go into the local feed, but the truth is that it cannot give you what these ones are giving us. You understand? So they cannot give you that result. So it's capital intensive, and the price of feed in a bag, you see, we just open 2 bags for few tanks. So at the end of the day, we feed twice. We feed morning and evening.
Wow.
Except today that we can't feed like that because we change water late and all that. But normal day we change water around 5:30, 6 o'clock. We feed them twice in a day. And you know what that means? That's like 3 bags in a day.
Yeah.
Because the more you feed them, the more you get it. If you feed them in 3 months, in 3 months you're approaching like 800 grams. In 4 months you have 1.2 kg. You understand?
So like, if you sell 1 kg for like how much?
We sold the last time we sold, that was last week. We sold the kg for 1 kg, 2,800. Then above, depending on the above, you can have to 850, 2,900 and all that. And the price should actually go more than that, but we cannot just influence it like that, because we have a lot of farmers and market women. They'll come and tell you, I bought 2,800 in this other farm, I bought 2,900 in this other farm.
Okay, so your major market is the market women?
Yes. That's
your major buyers?
Yes. I enjoy selling it to them, because you don't need to drop prices.
Oh.
Next on our video today is about snail farming. Snail farming is also one of the lucrative livestock business in Africa. A lot of people have the capital to go into this business, but they don't know how to go about it. This video here will clarify everything, not just clarify everything. This video will encourage a lot of people to go into this business as a side business. A business you do to generate additional revenue to your income.
First of all, let me now introduce you. I want you to do the introduction yourself.
Hello, it's your girl Basi Gloriomia, the CEO of Glow Farm Enterprise. As you can see, we are in a very beautiful farm setup, right inside a compound. Let's emphasize on this. We have different type of farm setups. We have the closed range, we have the open range. And a lot of persons keep coming to us and they're asking us, I have a very beautiful compound, well interlocked. How do I achieve a snail farm setup inside the compound? So with this beautiful farm setup is an evidence to prove that you can actually achieve something right inside your compound. Thank you.
In your backyard. And I can see you have big snails here. How long does it take snail to reach maturity? How long does it take them?
Okay, from their laying process to what we call point of lay is about 6 months. Then
6
from the hatching process to table size is about a year, or a year 6 months, a year 3 months, depending on how well you are feeding them. But if you feed your snail very well, you can achieve that within 8 months.
When you talk about feeding, what do you feed them on? We want to know.
Okay, the good part about snail is that they feed on everything. Snail feed on everything except food that are highly acidic, like limes, lemon, or any food that contains salt.
Okay.
Snail has the ability of feeding on even your food from your kitchen.
Fruits
From your kitchen, like your cooked food. I used to tell people that in case you have boiled rice, yam, plantain, and the rest, you can just rewash them and feed your snails, and they are good to go. Yes.
So this is a little snail house inside your compound. What's your daily routine like if you wake up in the morning and you're coming here?
A lot of people say snails are stress-free, which is true, in the sense that if you are busy during the day, they are resting. Right now they are resting, and when you come back from your daily duty, that's when they will be feeding. So if you're talking about my daily routine in terms of taking care of the snails, it does not really have much. I can decide to be here twice a week or 3 times a week, just to feed them and make sure they are okay.
So why did you decide to go into snail farming? There are other businesses. Why snail farming?
Okay, snail farming is very profitable.
Okay.
Very profitable. It has market prospects. It is less stressful. It is environmental friendly compared to poultry and piggery and the rest. It does not give a consign. Let's say you have neighbors living around you. You don't have a consign. You don't have an issue with them complaining that they are preserving one odor from your farm or the other. And their feeding pattern is very easy. You can easily access their food from the local market or even around your environment.
So I can see how small this snail house is. So people can start with this little, like this size. If
you're looking at it and you say it's small, it's not actually small for a start.
Okay.
Reason because, you see, compared to the height, this is about 7 feet from the ground.
Yeah.
So we look at the size of the farm and how many it can contain. So if you are saying this is small, this alone can take up to 2,000 plus pieces of snail. Yes.
2,000 snails inside of here. That means someone can start it as a business with this kind of small space.
Yes. But I'm yet to encourage everybody or anyone that has an interest in snail farming and has a compound like this, that they can do it. You understand? It's with the right consultancy service, you can actually achieve and even achieve more. Because this is just the space we decide to use.
Yeah.
We can use more of this space. You understand? It's just the height and the space, and you're good too.
Yeah, so this is not a greenhouse.
We can call it a greenhouse.
You can call it a greenhouse.
Yes,
because I think the temperature here is different from the one outside.
You can call it a greenhouse. Because if you see, we planted cocoyam.
Okay.
Planted cocoyam inside the farm. And on the roof, we have coverage as well.
Yeah.
Time to time, we introduce plantain leaf or palm frond to enable us achieve that greenhouse temperature.
Oh. So what are the uses of all these stuffs you planted in here?
Okay.
Why did you plant them?
This is to control the temperature and the water level.
Okay.
You understand? Right now we are fast approaching the dry season. If there is nothing planted here, no matter how we water this place, we will not get that temperature that we need. But with cocoyam help absorb water and keep the place cool at all times.
You would say snail farming is really profitable?
Yes. Very, very profitable. I can beat that with my chest that snail farming is very profitable. Okay, for instance, now we started this farm by September, and we started with growers. Growers. And look at how big and how healthy these snails are looking.
Yeah.
If I decide to start selling by December, I know how much I will be able to sell just these 4 snails. I'm not capping. I know how much I will sell these snails.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of young ones already. So if I should say, okay, let me give this snail 6 months to reproduce, I know how much I will be making. You understand? And one thing about snail is this. I'm not just looking at selling the snail. I can decide to be processing the meat, selling the meat as snail meat.
Yeah.
Then doing the processing the snail, shell as calcium, and I'll be making serious money from it as well. People come for the slimes.
For the snail slimes?
Yes, for the snail slimes. All these I have a lot of pharmacies that ask me if I have snail slimes available for drugs. Our beauty, all these our beauty spas and the rest, they come for the slimes as well because they use it for cream, soaps, and the rest.
Really?
Yes.
The spa?
Yes. They use it for cream.
Are you serious?
Most of our young girls now, plenty of their skincare routine must have a snail slimes in it. If they don't have snails, ask them. If they don't have snail slimes in it, they will say it's not original, it's not working very well.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So, someone who wants to start a snail farming business, what are those things they need to put in place first to make sure that, okay, as I'm starting, I'm not going to fail? Because people are afraid to fail. People are afraid to invest and they will not make back their money.
That's a very nice question.
Okay.
First, you need to be sure that it's actually what you want to go into. I tell people to do research and be sure that it's what I want to invest my money in.
Yeah.
Then secondly is time. You understand? I know that it's crazy out there. People tell people that snail does not really require time and all that. It's a lie. I'm saying it fully. It's a lie. Because snails like this are like every other animal. You understand? They need time, they need attention. The only difference with them is that you don't really give them 100% of your time. You can be giving them just 2% of your time. But even with that, they need time because you'll be feeding them. You feed them for them to grow. You will, time to time, treat the soil. You time to time, feed them with calcium to enable their shell get stronger and get, because if their shell is not strong and they fall from these heights, let's say to this place like this, it will get cracked. And it will affect them. You understand? If you don't feed them very well, their growth rate will be affected as well. They may get storm. And they'll, sometimes if they lay and you're not feeding them very well, that's why you start seeing people saying, and my snails are laying and they are dying. You understand? So it requires time, patience. You need to have patience. When you are investing in snail farming business. Why will I mention patience? We all know that snails are very slow. They are very, very slow. So you need like 6 months to be able to start making good profit. I'm not saying, okay, when you start today, you can't start selling by next month or thereabout. But to me, that is not business. But if you want to actually make it big in snail farming, you need like 6 months or a year for them to actually reproduce. Because if you start as growers and they go to point of lay and they start laying, that is where the money comes in. You understand? Because let's say you start with 2,000 snails as point of lay, and in 6 months, those 2,000 snails can give you up to 7,000 snails if well managed. So that's where the market comes in. And you'll be selling your point of lay at stable size. You understand? You sell it at stable size, where you will be able to make 3 times of the profit that you invested on the point of lay. So you just need patience and time.
So at how old do they start laying eggs?
At 4 months.
4 months they start laying?
At 4 months they start laying eggs. Because from 4 months we start counting them as point of lay.
Okay.
Yes.
So how many eggs do each snail lay?
Okay, this is a AMS. AMS can give you up to 7 to 9 eggs if well fed. You understand? Because we are already into the system, so we know how to feed them, or what to feed them, or how to treat them for them to be able to give us the number of eggs that we need.
Okay.
Yes. So it's time to feed them. As I mentioned earlier on, snails feed on everything vegetable and fruit. So right here we have our papaya and cucumber. You can feed them with carrots. You can feed them with cabbage. If you look inside the farm, you notice that there are cabbage peels there. Feed them with cabbage. You feed them with any type of vegetable. Even your moringa leaf and your bitter leaf, you can be dropping it for them and they are well to do. Potatoes, yam peels, cassava, and anything you can afford.
Okay, so let's see how you feed. Come on, us.
So in a setting like this, all you need to do is just to drop their food and they will trace it themselves.
Okay.
The funny part about it is that right now they are resting. So at night, since we are not coming back here again in the evening, they'll be able to get access to their food and continue from there. So you can just drop their food.
And this is pawpaw and...
Yeah, this is pawpaw and cucumber.
Really?
Yes.
Let me help you with some of them.
Okay. So just drop it. But in a close range, let's say you have a wooden pen or a concrete pen, it's advisable to serve them on a tray.
Okay.
Yes.
On a tray.
We have trays. If you look at this farm very well, we have trays. We use a tray to serve them water or extracted juice like this from bitter leaf or moringa leaves.
So you also feed them the bitter leaf too. Let's see how that is being done. Oh wow. So you bought this from the market or you got it from these fruit sellers?
Yes, we do get them from fruit sellers. If you have a market close by where they do offload vegetables like this or fruit, you can always go there and tell them to be keeping the spoiled ones for you. So you just go there, pay a little money and carry them. Wow.
So it's like, it's really affordable to feed them then?
Yes, very, very affordable. Very, very affordable. Because their food can be accessed at any point. You can go to the market, all these women that sells ogu, water leaf and the rest. And you just tell them, okay, even your ogu stems that you are plucking, keep them for me, I'm coming to carry. It's just like you helping people to trash out their waste. And they'll be happy.
Wow.
So that's just it. So you see, very soon this one will be coming to feed. Okay. We have our calcium right here. And all we need to do is just sprinkle them on the pathway.
Yeah.
We can choose to put them on a tray like this.
Okay.
You can choose to put them on a tray like this and just put water. But since we are using this tray to serve them our treatment, our supplements, that's why we are not using the tray.
Okay.
So we just pour them on a pathway and they will have access to it.
Okay.
Or you can mix it in their food.
In their food.
Yes, and just serve them.
Yeah.
Now you can do this, you can decide to do this every month or once in 2 months.
So what does this help them do?
It helps them build their shell.
Okay, their shell.
Yes, it helps them build their shell. Moringa and bitter leaf water. We have talked about it earlier on. So it's for us to introduce it into the farm. We'll be serving them on this tray for them to drink from it. Then we'll be using the remaining one to treat the soil. When I mean treating the soil, is for me to pour it all over the soil so that it will help control any bacteria on the soil.
Yeah.
So let's just get to work. This is very important as a snail farmer. This is very, very important.
So they're going to be drinking from there?
Yes.
Are you serious?
This is very, very important. You are achieving a lot from here. Protein, calcium, supplements.
Oh, wow. So you don't treat me alongside with it?
Treating the soil.
Okay.
Although we have done this earlier this month, but for people that don't have an idea, so that's why we are repeating this process.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow.
You know, a lot of people do ask, do snails drink water?
Okay. The active snails drink
Yes,
water.
if snails drinks water, yes, so snails drinks water very much. Before evening, now you come here, this tray will be dry. Not, they have, with snail like this, they need about 99.9% of water to survive. Because their slimes, see, once you're pressing it like this, you notice that
Water is coming
out. So
Yeah.
they need water to survive. Water help them to grow and all that.
Okay.
Keep a watch on this channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment, because there are big things coming into this channel and you don't have to miss any. This is Africa and Diaspora News. Thank you so much for watching this far. I remain Abomorita.